Soon, we'll start the ASTO Discovery Auction, a liquidity bootstrap auction for ASTO. The Discovery Auction gives the community the power to decide the price of ASTO and an opportunity to earn some extra ASTO. Let's look at an example of how this works. Let's say that Blueberry Brian opens up the auction by depositing 1,000 ASTO and 1,000 USDC into the liquidity pool, effectively valuing each ASTO at $1 US. Then, Skater Joe comes along and wants to participate in the Discovery Auction. He thinks about his options and decides to deposit 1,000 USDC, making the price of ASTO now $2 US. Now Kitty Bitters walks by with a wallet full of ASTO. She deposits 1,000 ASTO, dropping the price of ASTO back to $1. Next, Jenny drops by from the block and feels that ASTO is being seriously undervalued. She deposits 2,000 USDC, bringing the price of ASTO all the way up to $2 US. This pattern will continue, with community members depositing USDC and/or ASTO, depending on how they value the ASTO token. At the end of the 7-day ASTO Discovery Auction, all ASTO and USDC are mixed together and turned into locked liquidity provider tokens, or LP tokens. Because our scenario's bidding ended at $2 US, each LP token would have a ratio of 2:1 USDC to ASTO. The LP tokens will be locked for 3 months after the close of the auction. During this period, the ratio of USDC to ASTO inside the LP token will shift with the market price of ASTO. At the end of the 3-month period, LP providers can trade their LP tokens for an amount of USDC and ASTO dictated by the current market price of ASTO at that time. It's important to note that all liquidity providers will get LP tokens that hold both USDC and ASTO, even if they only deposited one of those tokens. Over the course of the 3-month lock period, wallets holding LP tokens will accrue substantial ASTO rewards. ASM has allocated 1% of total ASTO supply to be given to liquidity providers holding LP tokens, split 75% to depositors of ASTO and 25% to depositors of USDC. In our simple example, the ASTO liquidity came from Blueberry Brian and Kitty Bitters, while our USDC liquidity came from Blueberry Brian, Skater Joe, and Jenny. If the auction ended here, Blueberry Brian and Kitty Bitters, our ASTO depositors, would evenly split 75% of the ASTO rewards, while Skater Joe, Blueberry Brian, and Jenny would split the 25% of the ASTO rewards, proportional to their deposited amounts. In this way, the Discovery Auction is a great way for anyone with USDC or ASTO to earn more ASTO. We've added some anti-manipulation measures to try to keep things as fair as possible for our community. Liquidity providers can deposit USDC for the first 5 days of the auction, but can only deposit ASTO for the first 3 days of the auction. In order to prevent last-minute price manipulation, the ability to withdraw is also limited. Once deposited, ASTO cannot be withdrawn. USDC withdrawals will begin to taper towards the end of the week. On day 6, withdrawals will be limited to 1 withdrawal of up to 50% of one's deposited USDC. On day 7, only 1 USDC withdrawal will be allowed within the limit, which will linearly decline from 50% of one's deposited USDC to 0 as the day goes on. At the end of the 7-day period, the LP tokens will go out to the liquidity providers, and the community has deep liquidity for ASTO, providing an opportunity to purchase ASTO on Uniswap. So, what will you do in the ASTO Discovery Auction?